All right, all right.
Hope everybody got their bread and milk for the impending snowstorm. Watch rain or water from my head. Tears is everything I give.
We are Hump Day Trio live here on the Jersey Shore. Put in the comments where you're from.
Just till my soul just got on me. And coming on my head. Follow me to higher ground. This is where I am. Don't throw away your recipients. Change a little bit.
Mary!
Mother, keep your shirt on.
Good luck with that. Good luck with your back surgery, Mary. Thanks for stopping by.
Until She's gone across the ocean.
We're Hump Day Trio, live here on the Jersey Shore. Put in the comments where you're from. We've already had Argentina and Poland tonight. Let's see us further from Jersey.
Snapshot in love, family album. Daddy, what else did you leave for me? Love told me no walls around me. Love told me no.
We're on the Jersey Shore, Mary. Jersey Shore, where are you?
Love has seen the writings on the wall. Don't think I need anything at all. Yeah.
Well, Heather, I'm glad this might be healing for you. Hopefully it is. You gotta like some Collective Soul. Everybody, Martin, happy okie dokie.
Something. So I said something. I'm gonna have to get.
All right, so we are Hump Day Trio live here at the Jersey Shore. Put in the comments where you're from. We had Poland, Argentina. Where else we had? Mexico, Brazil. So, where are you guys from? We're on the Jersey Shore, right where MTV
Don't forget,
made
ladies
it
and gentlemen,
famous.
take care of your beautiful.
But it was always
awesome
already famous
bartenders
before
on
that.
the
Asbury
van.
Park area was
Take care
beautiful.
of your band, Hump Day Trio.
So,
Here's the tip jar here.
Put in the comments where you're from. I'm Neil
Confused.
Garthly. This is my page. If you like what you've seen here, please hit the
Don't be
subscribe.
confused.
Hit that like. You know you want to do it.
Middle of the road.
I know, and I can barely sing. Middle of the road.
All right, we're gonna try this on.
H-E-T. Right? So, block, down, bum, bum.
Is it like a 3/4?
Daka daka. That's like the Star Wars talk, isn't it?
kind of butchered that one. We didn't know it. It was a request that came in. Yep, we're in Jersey, New Jersey. Brick, New Jersey. Close to Asbury Park, close to Seaside Heights.
Oh, let me see your tissues.
Give it up for my mother. My mother.
Mother. Tell your children.
All right, so we are in New Jersey, Brick, New Jersey. Where are you
I'm
at?
still 36.
I don't know how that works.
Clayton,
It works
thank
very
you.
well.
Spy, that is Drew's mom.
Mom's gonna be bringing out her Velcro shoes soon.
Oh, by the way, we gotta pick our two songs.
All right, so we are Hump Day Trio live here at the Jersey Shore, Brick, New Jersey.
Tonight before you
Put in the comments where you're from, guys. We already had Argentina, Brazil, Poland. Where else?
they didn't give us a list or
Canada. Can't remember where else.
they said
But
they sent him a list. Well, she sent me
All right.
She said, you gotta pick the song.
Mike O'Brien.
No, I'm like,
Ironically, a Swifter that you dust with and a paperclip because you can regulate how much goes on the drum.
What that one that again
I can keep it long. I can fold it over so a little less, or I can take it all the way off. But it's a Swifter. Crazy, right?
Live with me. Live with me.
Not then. Now.
When is then? That hasn't happened yet.
Got me all confused.
We're in and
Well,
out.
that doesn't take
I
long.
feel like a blonde.
Nobody talk about shit in the future. We're doing this stuff now. Don't.
Anybody seen Spaceballs? That hasn't happened yet.
Then is now. Now is now.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Thank you. Take care of your awesome bartenders, Gina.
Between the shades.
don't forget about the band. Hump Day Trio, we got our tip jar up here.
We're here every Sunday, 7 o'clock. And hope you got your bread and milk for tonight because there's a storm with snow coming in.
All right, we got a big snowstorm hitting the Jersey coast, so.
That's right. Always thank you, Mateo, for having us here. You sexy bitch.
Oh. We'll see you next Sunday. Thank you guys for Hump Day Trio.
Better than see you next Tuesday, that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah. Well, money talks. Money, the tip jar, you know, money talks.
All right, guys. We got for one more. We got one more song.
Is 5 enough?
5 is fast.
All right.
I mean,
All right, I
normally
got one
we
more
only
song
accept
for you
hundreds,
guys.
but,
We're Hump Day Trio. Hit the subscribe. Put in the comments where you're from. We're on the Jersey coast. We do this every
Anything
Sunday
is
night.
much appreciated.
Hit that subscribe so you can come back and enjoy
Take
this
care of
with
your
us.
bartenders. Take care of your band. We love you. We'll see you next
All
Sunday.
right, guys. Hit that subscribe.
That's like cunts.
Hold on. Who? Said hold on.
Hold on! Wait until I get mom out of here.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got a different song.
The Doors, I got you.
I got you.
All right, we're gonna do one more song, guys. The Doors.
Trio. Take care, bartenders. Take care of the band. We'll see you next Sunday.
All right, guys.
Bye, you guys.
See you guys later. Thanks for coming out. All right, guys. All right, so
People ask me something.
fish on toast. No, this is not the headliner. This is Arrowhead in Brick, New Jersey. Not the headliner, but I've played there in the past. Fish to toast. Peisty. I used to use Peisty. The enemy is in the wire. The enemy's in the wire. I used to use Peisty. Had an endorsement with them. They're not really what I sound in my head. The Sabians are the sound that I hear in my head. But thanks for your input. Appreciate it. Frank Zappa. Rasta Putin. Frank Zappa is fucking awesome. Don't bother me, trash. That's so funny. So, as we're I want you. No, sorry. Yes, I am married. Courtney Walker, thank you for watching. Actor Fresh, you're back again. All right. Tom Sawyer, you don't do that one. You live in Howell. All right. Fish and Toast, you got to come in. Brick, we're right in Brick. Every Sunday. Brick, right on Route 88. Arrowhead Inn. Voted the best dive bar in Ocean County. All right, Mike O'Brien, hear you next week. FEMAC, you hate it. Sorry about that. The Sweater Song, that's a great song. Hate in the Drum now. All right, whatever. Some stuff I can't read. Matt M. Enjoy your weekend too, buddy. Really, Devin Van Halen. Love Van Halen. Dion. Best here to see. Charlie Beatles. West Kentucky. All right. West Kentucky. Cool. Florida. Argentina. Got another Argentina tonight. Spain. All right. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Vermillion, Ohio. Alabama. It's like 2 times. Actor Fresh. You caused some trouble, Actor.
I didn't get a chance
All right.
to go to the bank. See, I didn't even get the check.
Mike O'Brien, hopefully you got that. Let's see what else they're said here. Highway to Hell, we don't do that one. Got the Shuffle. Clayton, thank you so much. Twilight Zone, be a good one. Jersey Shore. Go Drums. All right. Now, we're not in Knoxville. Holy, all right. You're in Knoxville, Tennessee. All right, thanks for watching. Fort Worth, Texas. All right, awesome. Heather, I'm sorry again, yeah, for your loss, and that sucks. North Carolina. Hey, we got a lot of people. I'm glad you at least got some relief, Heather. North Carolina, got Charlotte, Virginia. Looks like some Russian stuff. Probably some Russia. That's crazy. Denmark, I think that's the first time we ever had Denmark in the house. Fucking great. Vegas. We love jazz. All right, we're in Jersey again. More some Russian. That's awesome. Mike, thanks for coming for the drums. Thank you. Mindflux, North Carolina. Holy shit, we got some Russians. Or Hungary or something. It's Slavic. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Come back next, what are we? What's this week? We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right, Mike? I think we do. Gigs. We got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming up. I think we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday coming up. So we're going to have some lives coming up for me this week. Thanks to all my sponsors, Sabian, Vic Firth, Remo Drumheads. And I love to play my old Tama vintage drums, so I love bringing those out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Come back. We're going to be back on Friday. I'll have the lives posted. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. You know you want to do it. You can do it. It'll make you feel good. Hit that subscribe right now before I go. Come on, do it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, toodaloo, kangaroos. I'll see you on Friday.